world see it? It doesn't see it like that. Satan doesn't see it like that. Oh no, it's about the big spenders, the lobbyists, super delegates. Okay, my sponsors. That's who it's about. That's who I could tell. I don't care about you voters. The votes are, that's incidental anymore. We don't need that. We just need the money masters. We need the big money to support us, the special interest groups. That's what's important in this world. It's evil. Satan has humanity by the throat, and thank God I know it. And you got to learn it. Everybody's got to learn it, and we've got to teach other people. We have an obligation, a responsibility. You don't need to make money at this. You just got to do it. Nothing could keep me from doing this. I'm happy to spend a few bucks on making these videos and the time it takes. I'm happy to because I get it off my chest, and that feels good. I feel like I'm serving God. I'm serving humanity. I don't care about being right about stuff. I don't care about kudos and credit for doing stuff. All I care about is getting the truth out there and fighting the enemy, okay? Fighting the liar, the deceiver, the murderer, okay, and all the people that are blinded by him. That's what's happened here, okay, is so many people are just blinded by the truths I'm spewing out. I'm telling you the truth, folks. I mean, you don't like giving a cost of living adjustment to your employees? Then crying out loud, at least blame the right people. Blame the causers, and that is a word. They are causers of the problems. These are market manipulators. They're special interest groups. These are price fixers. And the government's involved, and I already laid out their motivation. Cui bono. Understand what's going on here, folks, because our straits are dire, and they're getting more dire by the minute. They're just raising people's cost of living. I had one of my nephews, his girlfriend was saying, yeah, my landlord just raised my rent $100. She was upset. She was distraught. This is happening all over the place. That's half your food budget, is it not? Okay, that's 2 cell phone bills, your internet service. This is a big deal to people. A big deal. That's more than all you're spending on your gasoline every month. And they're saying, so what do I care about low price of gas if my landlord just took yoink? I can do it, so I'm going to do it. And then somehow you got to fight for more number. I just have to work longer, harder, because I'm bent on saving X amount. And now I can't do that because now my cost of living just went up. Everybody's scrambling. They're all running in the sand, and the sand just keeps getting deeper, and they're sinking. So how is this okay? And California's leading the way. Anybody in any other part of the country, you want to know the direction you're going, come to California. Come here and live. I invite you. I welcome you. I implore you. Come here and you see what it's coming to the rest of the country. Okay, they're going to trick you with something like a Jarvis Act, Proposition 13 here in California. Oh, taxpayer protection, huh? Okay, that sounds good. I hate taxes. So then you sign off on it, people vote on it. Next thing you know, well, they're not reassessing your property values like they used to. Yeah, that's great, money in my pocket. And the worth of my house just keeps going up. All that money I was paying in taxes now just goes to this unearned increment. Equity into my house. Yeah, until that day, until the day of reckoning comes. Okay, what are you leaving to your children, to your grandchildren, your great-grandchildren? Nothing. Debt, bupkis. Poverty, desperation, that's what you're leaving because you've been trained to be short-sighted. So I am not condemning anyone. I forgive anyone. I'm sorry to the InfoWars reporters. I don't mean to offend anyone, but I'm just telling guys, wake up. Wake up, judge correctly. Let's talk about what happened in 2008, that banking bailout, that banking takeover. If capitalism was working, these people would have fallen on their faces and busted out their collective teeth. That's called a market correction in capitalism. That would have been capitalism at work. Then you'd be able to buy a house once again on a minimum wage job like it used to be in this country. So if that's what Donald Trump means about making America great again, I'm all for it, man. I'm all for it. Let's bring back the days of Leave It to Beaver, okay? When everybody had dignity, everybody had respect. Any job you did for humanity, you had dignity doing it. And you could get ahead. You didn't have to work hard. What does that mean? If there's no need for you to work 10 or 15 hours a day, why would you do it when you're depriving this guy from even getting 5 hours a day? And you're going to act like you're so upright and moral, and this is the answer to all our problems. Just work harder, work harder, work harder. when the educated people don't even say that. They say, no, you got to work smart, not hard, duh, you know. So, there's so much confusion out there. So many of our words are subjective. We don't have a language anymore. People are ignorant because they've been made that way on purpose. They're confused. They've been made that way on purpose. Our entire language, this guy's saying something, and everybody thinks they understand, but they don't, because what's going on in his head hasn't been clarified. There's no meeting of the minds. They don't. They're speaking different languages, even though they might be this close, because they're both totally righteous people. One guy's a communist, one guy's a capitalist, one guy's a devout Republican, one guy's a devout Democrat, one guy's a devout conservative, one guy's a devout liberal. Okay, and they're righteous people, both sides, and they're this close to putting their arm around you. Okay, well, we can make that compromise. We're on the same page here. We want to end poverty, and this is how we're going to do it, just through sound money. That's it. Nice and gentle trend. Your currency just keeps going up in worth, a little bit even. That'll make people happy. That'll make them shut up. That'll make them stop complaining, okay? But that's what people want to see. They want to see their cost of living going down and down and down. They want to see the worth of their currency going up and up and up, until they too are free, they too are prosperous, they too are secure. Okay, the things you want for yourself, you better damn well be willing that other people have. If you don't, if you're not willing that other people have the things you want for yourself and your family, I'm sorry, but you are going to hell. You will. You're a hypocrite. You got to go to that place. You're going to hang out with the Henry Kissingers and George Bushes and Bill Clintons of the world. That's where you're going, unless they repent, because I'm not condemning anyone. I might be judging 9 ways to Sunday, but I am not condemning anyone. So that's the kind of judgment we want to avoid. I'm not doing that. I'm just saying, wake up. I'm their best friend. I'm the best friend of the evildoers. I'm saying, hey, you better repent or you will go to hell, because God's not stupid. Let every man be stupid. Let every man be a liar and self-deceived. But God isn't. God knows, and all you have to do is study your own Bible, and you will come to the same conclusions I have. That this earth belongs to God, and we are all equally beloved children of God. That includes the righteous and the sinful alike. Like it says, the rain falls on the just and the unjust, and the sun shines on the just and the unjust alike. Okay? That's the way it is. We're all born into sin. No man is more of a sinner than another. We're all stuck in this crap hole, okay? This devil's soup. And we've got to help other people to come out of it. That's all I'm trying to do, because the more other people come out of it, the better off I am. In the meantime, it seems like nobody likes me. Nobody. I mean, I got a lot of subscribers on my YouTube channel. Google, I don't know what they're doing on my Google account, because, sometimes it's gotten to the upper 20s, and right now, last I saw, it's like down to 2 or something. The Google Plus or something. But to me, this is just part of the whole psychological programming. I know some people agree with me, but I do get it from all ends. I get it from the conservatives, and I get it from the liberals, and I understand why I do, because they're confused. They don't realize how close that they really are to each other. If they're both righteous, what am I to do? Do I have to pick sides, or am I free to say, no, I get it why you've turned into a rabid commie. I get it why you're a hardcore, die-hard capitalist. I get it. Now, can we just get along and get a move on with this thing and demand sound money from these people who don't give a crap what you are? Conservative, liberal, Democrat, Republican, communist, cap, they don't care. Okay, let's wake up, folks. Let's get with the program. Let's get ahead of these people. Let's do what Jesus said. Be as shrewd as serpents. That means evil. You gotta be evil. You gotta get in their heads. Like in criminology, they get in the mind of the criminal, and they say, aha, now we know we can get a couple of steps ahead. That's what they need to do with some serial killer out there. He's just going to keep killing people. He's got an M.O., and they need to get ahead of that M.O. We got to see the M.O. of the evildoers and how they keep duping us, how they keep on expanding debt, expanding poverty, expanding crime, expanding dubious war. And we got to snatch the power back out of their hands. And we got to get control of the money printing presses. This is it. This is it. This is key to where no longer, it doesn't say Federal Reserve notes, all these Federal Reservists that got their fingers in the pie in perpetuity. It needs to say we the people. That's who it's copyrighted by. And then we can have a lottery to see whose signature is going to be on the next dollar bill. Maybe yours, maybe mine. It doesn't matter. You understand how this thing works? But the telltale sign of sound currency, the evidence behind sound currency, is that it increases in worth. And value and worth, I rarely use the word value because in real estate school, I learned that value, it doesn't mean the same. It's sort of like related to the unearned increment. It's like, well, you could say that house is worth X amount, but is the value really there? I mean, that's a very subjective term. So value is subjective where worth is not. I mean, we say, no, that's what we've established. That's the worth of that house. They made the appraisal. We're not going to say it's based on, what people are paying for it. It could be a shack, but if the shack is on the beach, you can't say the value is $1 million for that shack on the beach. How's that? That's nonsense. But that's the worth. So, understand when I talk about, the worth of your currency, what I'm talking about here. The worth of your currency should be through the roof. I mean, if JFK had gotten his way in America, everybody that wanted to be a homeowner could be a homeowner many times over. Everybody that wanted a new car or anything. Hey, you know what? I'm doing really good. As far as I'm concerned, if you looked at my private finances, you'd say, oh my God, this guy says he's doing good. He says he's prosperous. Compared to a lot of people I am, my sense of security, my sense of prosperity, my sense of freedom is much higher than so many people out there who are just busting their ass day in and day out to, pay crack that huge nut and pay those huge sums. My cost of living is low. I'm not complaining. When I say I drive a 1977 GMC van, hey, it's beautiful, man. I've taken good care of that. I've babied it. It runs like brand new. I wouldn't think twice about jumping in that 39-year-old vehicle and driving cross country right now. V8 engine. Okay, it's got a Corvette motor. It's got high energy electronic ignition system. No points in that thing. And we're going back 39 years. This is the kind of stuff that was standard equipment in vehicles at that time. Air conditioning, power steering. A little baby could turn the steering wheel on that vehicle. It's beautiful. It's wonderful. Captain seats. Cruise control. I mean, what more could you ask for? I got a hi-fi stereo system in it. I'm not complaining. I love it. I love old stuff. I got a 16-year-old car. I'm not complaining about it. I love it. 217,000+ miles on my 2000 Chevy Impala. That thing runs as good as new practically. Really. I mean, aside from a little wear and tear on the old girl, I mean, you know what? That motor, you change your motor oil, you use fuel cleaner in your gas to keep the combustion chamber clean. You take care of your crap. I've never even replaced an oxygen sensor on that car, and I just pass smog with flying colors. Okay, same with my van. 77-year-old van doesn't even have an EGR. It doesn't have a catalytic converter. And the smog technician told me it's burning cleaner than the newer vehicles. I mean, that's just a side note to say, don't anybody feel sorry for me. I'm doing great. The only way I could enjoy having more than what I currently have, and I mean this with every fiber of my being, is when I see this thing turn around. In the meantime, I'm having a real hard time with accepting prosperity because I know I'm smart enough to go out there and be fabulously wealthy. I know I am. I just have no doubts. When I put my mind to it, I get 100% on algebra, anything. I get 100% on real estate, you name it, okay? I'm not a dumb man, but that's a choice. I believe we all have that choice. We could say, I choose to be intelligent. I choose to be ahead of these evil geniuses. I choose to know that they don't care, what my political leanings are. They don't care what my gender is. They don't care what my sexual persuasion is. They don't care what my race is, my creed, my religion, and on and on and on. They don't care about anything. They just want to stay in control. They want to keep me stupid. And that's their main job, is to keep us stupid. And, so I choose not to be stupid. I choose to see through this thing and say, you know what, if someone doesn't want to be my friend, hey, just because you're a landlord or you're a money lender, these are special interest groups that have special, their interests are the same because, the lenders want to lend more money. They just want to make sure the government's going to back them up like they did 2008, let them steal the money. So the appraisers say, hey, whatever, your house went up $200,000. I don't care. You know what? The bank I'm working for gets to lend out more money. They make more money. The real estate companies, another special interest, they make more money. The builders, they make more money. The flippers and the speculators. So I'm not picking on just landlords. This is another special interest group. But let's all be honest. Let's admit how this thing works. I'm blasting the whole idea of just saying it's okay to allow this division to happen. This great wealth disparity, it's not happening in a vacuum. People aren't turning into rabid commies in a vacuum. They're not devout, hardcore conservatives and capitalists in a vacuum. This is all because of the problems that are being created. Oh, we got crony capitalism. It's akin to